Hey, I think I'm live. I think I'm alive. Hey, Marshall, I see you're here. Thanks for coming, brother. Bree, hey, nice to see you here. And the Morris family, right on. Nice to see all you guys here. Solix, thanks for coming. Just like to kind of greet everybody here first, make sure that we've got uh, a few people in here before we start getting into the computer part of it. Um, Red-headed Riding Hood. Hi, Red. Thanks for coming in. I just want you guys to all know that I love you all, and you are positively unique, just like everyone else. Van Life Adventures. Hey, how you doing? Um, David W. from Minnesota. Welcome, welcome, friend. Karen, Prairie Life. Nice to see you. I suppose I could get into this and start with giving a little bit of explanation on what happened to me, and let's stop that from happening to you. Uh, I am a computer technician. Hello, Ray. Thanks for popping in. Um, I am a computer technician. Have been in the past, anyways, for 15, 20 years. And the worst things can happen even to the technicians. So believe me, what I'm about to show you is just incredible what had happened to me, and how I got out of it, and how you can stop yourself from getting into this situation in the future. So let me just show you one video here, or one picture. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this on their computers. This has probably not got to do with Apple so much as, uh, hey, call me V. Hi, V. How you doing there? Thanks for coming. Um, Sometimes you'll get a screen like this, not all the time, but this one here has got the frown face. It's telling you a little bit about what it thinks the problem was. They call this the blue screen of death. When you get this, uh, you're having some huge problems. Um, what happened to mine was when I booted up, the computer would boot. I could work on files. I could do whatever I want. But every single time when I shut down the computer, this would come on, and sometimes it would turn off, and sometimes it would just stay on there. So when it stays on there, you have to hold the power button until everything shuts down. Finally, it'll shut down. Then it got to the point where I couldn't boot up anymore. Hey, Van City Adventures, Daryl, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. Hey, we're going to learn something today, I hope. Um, the blue screen of death. Many of you might not have seen this at all, and if you do, you're probably taking your computer to the computer store to get it fixed. And you may get your computer back with Windows on it, but you lost all your files. All your photographs are gone, all your videos, everything gone. And because I'm a computer technician, I kind of knew how to get out of it. But the problem is, because it wouldn't boot after a while, I couldn't boot up. So I need to have a boot flash drive that you can boot from, get into DOS and the command prompt, and then start fixing things up if you can. So this screen here is telling you that something definitely is wrong. So I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short videos here on what I've done and how I got out of it. Now this, how I got out of it, is going to be a bit more technical than probably most of you can do, but at least it's a learning experience. And if you do get into this situation and you have to take it back or whatever you do, to the computer store and get it fixed, I feel sorry for you for that, because they'll wipe out your data. and because I've worked for 15 to 20 years for a computer store. It's called Best Buy now. I used to work for Future Shop and a few other computer stores where I lived. If I start talking too fast or too loud, please let me know in the comments, because I get excited and my voice goes up and I start talking a bit too loud. And I had a bad day today. It all started this morning, taking something back, and it just got worse. And then I took it out on Marshall today a bit. I hope he forgives me for that. And I call it plowing. When I'm kind of angry at the world, that's when I'm plowing. And it's like I keep saying, the yin and the yang. There's the good and the evil, or the good and the bad. But if you don't get the bad, you are not growing. You don't learn from the bad. So anyways, guys, let's have a look. Let's get rid of this screen, and I'll show you a video, the first video here. And it's a short, and there's about, I think there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll go through these here. And please hold your questions and till the end, so I can kind of read them. Right now, I'm kind of looking at the text here, the chat, but it's going a little bit too quick and I can't see what's going on. I'm concentrating on the videos. So have a look at this one first, guys.
Okay, guys, I have I've got the 1 terabyte drive in the computer, which I can't boot from, and I have another hard drive, another 1 terabyte drive, which I can't format. I can't do anything with because,
hey, Paula, thanks for coming in.
This one here you can't boot, so I can't format it. So I did go into the command prompt mode. I made a bootable disk. Bootable. Let me see if in the dark you can see this. One of these little memory cards, and made a boot disk so I could boot from it. And at least it gave me the command prompt, and in the command prompt I can now erase the other 1 terabyte that's just connected via cable, which is not having problems, but I need to clean it so that I can take everything from the drive that's in the computer onto that drive. I can copy. So what I did here was I went into the command prompt, went to disk part, and then typed in disk or list disk, which gives me a list of the disk, which gives me a list of the disks that are in the computer.
Okay, short video number 1. What you saw there was the command prompt, DOS, for PCs. I don't know what it is for Apple. Where it's like way back when computers first came out, it was DOS. And I just simply kind of remembered a lot of the commands, and you can get a list of all the commands that are there anyways. So disk part is a command where you can find out what kind of hard drives you have plugged into your unit, whether they're plugged into the USB or in the unit itself. And then you type that list disk to find out what they are and which one is giving you the problems. Okay, let's have a look at the second video here. And yeah, if you have any questions, please wait till the end, and we'll go through some questions for you, because I have some answers also for this here. Okay, number 2.
Disk 0 is the one that I can't boot. Disk 2
hey Charlie, thanks
has
for popping
data
in
on it, but I couldn't get it off because I couldn't connect it to the computer to format it. So I made the a bootable little memory card with Windows 10, booted from that, which gives you the command prompt. I went to the command prompt, typed in disk part, which is Microsoft's disk partitioning and what have you. Then you type in list disk, which gives you a list of all the disks. And from there I could tell that disk 2 is the one that I wanted to format. So you make sure that you go to disk 2, you have to select on disk part there. I typed in select disk 2. Now it's mounted and it's talking to disk 2. And it says disk 2 is now the selected disk. Now to clean it, you just type clean all. That cleans it to the point where it's wiped. So 1 terabyte, that might take who knows how long. I'll let you know how long it's been on now for 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. So we'll find out how long it takes, and then it should be clean. And then I can use this command prompt area here and actually copy from the disk that I can't boot from to the disk that I'm just cleaning, which is nice. And we'll get you back when we're at that point, guys.
All right, guys. This is the little drive, or the little flash drive that I put Windows Boot on here. I can boot from this. But to create this, because my computer was completely broken down, the drive, understand this, the drive inside the computer itself, I could not boot from. So I can't create a Windows boot disk from that. Outside drives, I couldn't boot from either. I needed to format them and erase them. So I went to Best Buy and I gave them this little drive and I said, can you make me a boot disk from this? He says, no, we don't do that service. Oh boy. So now I needed a computer, someone else's computer somewhere, that I could create this. Then I could go home, make this, and then boot up and get into DOS and start talking to the drives that are in there. So what I did was kind of a no-no, but it wasn't my intention to begin with. I bought a new computer from Best Buy. He wouldn't give me a thing. So I bought a computer there. Was $1,200. Not bad for a gaming computer that I wanted. I made a boot disk from that. So then I used that to repair my computers, my hard drives and my computer. So then I ended up taking the computer back to Best Buy. I didn't need it anymore because I could talk to my own, I could create my own things, but it's not that simple. So let's have a look at the video number 3. Here's another short one. We'll get into a little bit more detail on how I fix things up here.
The disk part and the list disk and getting the disk part and the list disk and getting everything ready, and the clean all took 5 hours to do. So I just let it run. 5 hours later, here we are. At least I can now copy some files here.
All right. Okay. So what happened there was I cleaned the disk with the DOS command, clean all. Took 5 hours. 5 to clean the disk to a point where you still can't write to it. The computer still doesn't understand that this is a drive that you can use. You have to format it. You have to partition it if you want it partitioned, but you have to put at least one partition on it, the main partition, and format it and get it ready. That's another amount of time to do all this. So let's have a look and see what's coming up next. I got only 4 more short videos for you guys, just 1 minute or so.
And an older 1 terabyte hard drive, and the one that's in the computer at the moment is a 512, so at least this will double my size. And it's still back to square one then, guys. I've got to install everything again and start from scratch. Okay guys, this is why I stress strongly to back up your hard drive. If anything,
hey Paul,
happens,
Wakey, how you doing?
You can get all your data
Thanks for
back.
popping in, guy.
Okay guys, I don't know if you can read this. 3 hours and 6 minutes and 58 seconds. That's how long it took to do the clone.
All right, 3 hours to clone my drive. So once I got the main drive cleaned, formatted, got it ready that it could accept data, then I cloned it from the one that I purchased at Best Buy, and I took it back later. It took 3 hours to do that. So now I have a bootable disk. So let's carry on. There's a couple more videos here, 3 more for you.
Okay, what I did was clone the drive from the laptop, which is 512 gigabytes, to a 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue. 1 terabyte. It took 3 hours and 6 minutes and 58 seconds to do that. So let's check it out. Let's plug it in and see if it's going to boot. And the BIOS is F10. Let's see, F10. Get into the BIOS, and here we want to change the boot.
Traveling
boot
Nate Dog,
sequence.
thanks for popping in, guy.
Boot options. Let me just see here. We have a USB drive. We have a flash drive right here. We want to boot from that thing. Let's see if she boots from the Western Digital Drive. Hang on, guys. Let's check it out.
All right, we're just getting into the boot phase. It looked like it was going to start to boot there. And I just want you all to know, I think I started to tell you that I am a computer technician. I used to fix other people's computers. And here I am. May not be the sharpest tool in the shed. And I am the one that had the problem. Big problem. So I want you to follow me and learn from my mistake and not do what I did. Because if somebody else can make a flub up like that, we've got to help so that others don't. Because you're going to end up losing all your pictures, all your videos, your data. You might have your programs saved that you can put on there, but man, losing all your family pictures or your pictures from your last or your video from your last travels, I mean, all gone. That would have been my case, but because I'm a computer technician, I consider myself still, I got out of it and I got all my data back. So it's just a matter of reinstalling the software. Now that was easy, like your video editing software or all that stuff, you can put that back on. So 2 more for you guys here. We're getting into the boot stage. We're almost there.
Good sign so far. Now it should boot up similar or exactly the same as the other drive because it's cloned. Okay, looks like it's booted. Let's see if I can actually run something. Let's see if I can run my video editing software. Look at that, guys. We have success. Let's call up a video I was editing and see if I can actually play some of it. Oh yeah, here it's telling me it can't find those because from the old drive, it was in a folder called King Tut Hut. I've changed the name to Nomadic Van Man finally. So where this is, it's looking for February 2021. Let's go and look for that. So we're going to go to downloads, go to Nomadic Van Man, videos, and February, and 26th, was it? Can't remember now. Number 1. Now that it's found them all, once it finds one, it knows where the rest is. So let's just see if this will play. And here I've taken my drone up. Oh, sorry, I didn't have the camera on that set on that. All right, guys, it is working. Yes. So now let's put the drive in the older computer and see if it boots up.
All right, guys. What happened there was I booted up from an external drive sitting in the USB port and got it booted, ran the software, everything looking good. All I got to do now is put that drive into my computer and we should be good to go. I just want to thank everybody thank you, Gina, for popping in, and Peter, Dale. I'm sorry I didn't keep up. If I haven't mentioned you, Dan, Ann, Wakey, Paul, Boondock Charlie, I thank all you guys for showing up, and I'm hoping somebody can learn something from this. And some people are saying here, yes, they backed their stuff up on hard drives. I'll show you a little bit of that too, on what to do, how to back up your stuff, so even if this worst thing happens to you, you can get out of it again and not have to go as far as I did. So, okay, one more video here, guys, and then we'll get into the questions and answer section.
Okay, to put the drive back in the old computer, I still have the hard drive from my original old computer. This is an HDD 1 terabyte Western Digital. Then I have a Toshiba SSD drive 512. It was getting a bit too small because I had it all filled up all the time, and I was always deleting stuff just to make room. And the one I just cloned is a Western Digital 1 terabyte 3D. It's an SSD drive. So let's pop this in and boot up from it. Now that I've tested the boot up from in the new computer. Okay, we got we're going to get internet connection here in a minute. We'll go with Shaw Open. See if you can see that. And we'll go for connect. It says connected. Okay, let's go and set up the pin. Got no choice. We are in, guys, my old computer, well, 1 year old.
There we go. That's it for the videos. We're back in business. And then a couple of days ago, I had to, Marshall was nice enough to come on, and we did a private stream just to see if that would work. I did a couple of, I uploaded a video, I think last night, late, just to see if I could upload something to YouTube. It was just a short parts and pieces that I got from my diesel heater that I needed. So anyways, guys, hey, if you have any questions, and if I can go ahead and ask away, and then I will show you. Well, first of all, let me tell you some things about how to get out of this and how to back up what you have. Apple has something called iCloud, which you could use. It costs money for, if you've got a lot of data. OneDrive is for the PC. And yeah, you get 5 gigabytes of free data. 5 gigabytes is nothing today. You can't put very much on there. So if you wanted, let's see, 100 gigabytes, that would cost you $2 a month to use that. To 100 gigabytes, that's still not that good. Excuse me. If you want 1 terabyte of backup, that costs you $79 a year. If you want 6 terabytes of backup space, it costs you $109 a year. So if you're okay with paying the money, 1 terabyte or 6 terabytes is probably plenty to back up what you have. That's great. Now, there are some other ones that are totally free and some that still cost you money. Let me just see here. I could put this in here in the chat window. Called zinstall.com. Now Zinstall, what it'll do is it'll, for 30-day free trial on either the basic or the pro, you can test it out. It costs you $99 one-time fee forever, and that gives you all your backup you ever wanted, except it won't back up your settings or your programs. Like if you have a video editing program, it won't back that up, which is perfectly fine. For $99 for a lifetime, not bad at all. Sorry about the questions here. Can't get up to those yet. For the pro version of Zinstall, costs you $199 one-time fee forever, but that backs up every single thing, all your settings, all your data. It's just like you've never lost your drive at all. If your drive crashes, you buy a new computer, you go to Zinstall, poof, you're back to where you were day one, except if you had put anything in or uploaded anything to your, I haven't uploaded all your stuff to Zinstall, that part will be obviously not there because you just haven't kept up. You want to keep backing up as much as you can. Now there's a free program, and there again, you have to make sure that you back this up continuously all the time, because if you don't, it's gonna, whatever you do while working today won't be in there. So keep backing up. This one is called Personal Backup. I guess I could tell you, it's just called Personal Backup, and there's 4 or 5 little sub programs that go with that. It's free. Totally free. And the way to back that up is nice to have a USB external drive. You plug it in, use that program, back up everything to that external drive, and you are good to go. So guys, I can't stress this enough. Take this from a guy who's really not the sharpest tool in the shed, who lost his data. His computer broke down. I thought it was a virus at first because of the way the computer was acting. It would do funny things. Sometimes it wouldn't let me boot. Sometimes it would. Sometimes I could talk to the drive. Sometimes I wouldn't. And I thought, well, okay, it must have to be a virus. But when I finally got dug into it and looked around, oh, better not hit me there, guy. When I looked into it, it was a flaky hard drive. So you have to get into DOS in order to speak to the drives. So that's what I had to do. And it was nice that I knew how to do this and I got myself out of it. And it took days, though, 5 hours to do the clean and 3 hours to do the clone. And then with more than like several hours, days, just to get everything back the way it was. But at least I had all my videos that I took and haven't done anything with them yet. I haven't put them online. They're sitting there. I thought, all gone. It's all gone. I don't have it anymore. What am I going to do? So luckily, I sharpened my tool. So anyways, I'm going to take some questions now if you have any. And anybody that wants to come on online, please, as a on the panel there, please. Come on in, and we can all have a chat here. I put the link in the chat window there. Yes, how to clean the cache is probably very important too. Peter Dell says. Thanks. The cloud is a funny thing. You know what? If all programs were sold on the cloud, there would be no piracy. It would do away with piracy because you can't get the program other than, well, yeah, people would still probably, but working from the cloud, you pay for your Photoshop, whatever you want, you use it from the cloud. There is nothing to download. So the piracy goes away. It's just fantastic. So this is what Peter Dell says. And then Dan N, he said he refuses to use the cloud. They are too easy to hack. Yes, understandable. Yes, in some ways they are. And another thing, when you hook up OneDrive, unfortunately, I'm not talking about Apple. I don't know if they have the same kind of thing. If you hook up OneDrive and get it ready to go, every time you put something, a flash drive into your unit or plug in your hard drive, it's always going to want to put it on the cloud, and sometimes you don't want to do that. So you can back up to DVDs if you still have them, but you got to understand a DVD is this big around, but it holds about 1/100th of the amount of data that this does. I mean, they're so small according to size of data that they can hold. It's just not kind of worth. My laptop, believe it or not, has a DVD drive player in it. You can't even buy one with it in anymore. You have to go buy a separate drive if you want to use them. How do you get your data up there, Daryl? Backing up important stuff may be different. Now, this is another thing people don't understand. My boss, one time, lots of times, he phoned Domino's Pizza and he said, "Can I have this and this kind of pizza? How are you going to pay?" "Well, I'll pay by credit card. Here's my number." He gives him the number. Maybe a 16, 17-year-old kid on the other end is writing your number down. And he's got that. I said, "Well, why didn't you just do it why don't you keep your credit card online?" He said, "Well, no, people can hack that and get my numbers." No, they can't. They cannot hack your card numbers because it's 128-bit encryption, which means it would take almost all the computers in the world to decrypt that. It's just about an impossible thing to do. If anybody out there can do that, please let me know how. Like, it's just an impossibility. I have no fear of doing banking online at all. It's just totally encrypted. And hackers don't want to deal with individual people. They're out there hacking businesses. And they're not looking for a credit card number. They're looking at how to get into their files where they can get the numbers from. That's why you'll see some banks were compromised and they stole a whole bunch of numbers, credit card numbers and stuff. It wasn't me that they hacked. It was the big corporation they hacked. Okay, what's going on here? Wakey says, you have three 1 terabyte Western Digital external hard drives. Right on. So you got 3 terabytes of space that you can supply stuff to. Oh, I think I did put the link out there if anybody wants to come up on the panel. And we don't really have to discuss computers anymore, but if you want to, we can talk about how to help yourself and get out of the situation that I was in. And if you weren't watching the videos, I don't want to go through the whole process of explaining what I did, but I feel actually embarrassed that it happened to me. And it did happen once before when I first started computers. I lost everything. And you see, I don't care what kind of a job you do, you make mistakes and you learn from your mistakes. Let's hope you learn from your mistakes. So, like I said, I want you guys to learn from me, from my mistake, and not get there in the first place. And it happened so simple. It seemed like it was a virus. I think Marshall, I was talking to him one day and he says, "Well, did you check this? Did you check that? Did you do this? Is it a virus? Was this and that?" And I kept saying, no. And the virus one kind of caught my mind a little bit. And I thought, well, Okay, I'll run programs to see if I could stop it. Now you can't just run a virus program when your Windows is running. You have to go into something called safe mode, or boot from an external drive, and then scan the drive that you think has the virus on it, because viruses know that you're trying to scan for it. And years ago when computers first came out, we wrote programs that we didn't know were actually viruses. We thought it was a game. The game was, I write a program and put it on the computer. Another guy writes a program and he puts it on the computer. He's trying to find where my program is in memory. So my program would, when this other program would find a byte or two of my program, it would replicate itself somewhere else. And he could destroy that part, but it reprogrammed itself to work on another part of the computer. Now that was a virus, but we didn't know that was called, it was just a game. You hide your software, I'll put some software on to find it. And that's how viruses work. Worms that work that way. You find the virus and it'll do other things to you. It'll stop you from scanning. It'll stop you from going on the internet to a certain website to look for these things. It'll stop malware from finding you. It does all kinds of weird things. And that's a good virus, but they can all be caught. And there's no virus software out there that you could buy that's any one better than the other. Please don't think that Windows Defender or any one of them are any better than the other, because they all do. A free antivirus program is just as good as a paid one. Windows 10 Defender is just as good a virus protection software that there is. I mean, you just got to know how to use it and when to use it. Red-Headed Riding Hood, what did she say? Right. You have all your stuff on your computer. All you got to do is lose it one time. It'll never happen again, believe me. Right on, Bill. Can't put each other down. And I did. I call it plowing. I was plowing today. I was angry, and it didn't come from my heart. And I only hope to God that he forgives me for that. What does Solex say here? I don't know if all of you that are in here right now seen the short little videos I have. I took them off. I kind of took. I knew that StreamYard put up this new thing under the share, which is a video file. They just did that a little while ago, a few weeks ago. That was great. That really works. And because StreamYard, yes, is from the cloud, it's not directly from my computer. And I was worried today that my Wi-Fi was going to kind of flake out. Maybe it is. I don't know. If I'm cutting in and out, please forgive me. I had to hustle to find a good place to go to find some Wi-Fi. That's because Bill Gates owns it. He's keeping track of all of us. Really? Yes or no? I don't know. You know, I have met two people. Well, one was a good one. He knows more about Windows than Microsoft does as a whole thing. There's no one person that working at Microsoft that can tell you all about it, because they all have their own little niche that they work on. There's the audio guy, the video guy, the DOS person, whatever. They all, even Bill Gates himself came on and said, I cannot sit down at any one of these tables and take over and do what they do there. That's their job. That's meant to be what they do. And when Bill Gates first invented Windows, it was basic. It came out on cards that had punch holes in it. And right from day one, he was pirated. And he hated that. The worst thing of all, he hates to be pirated. And you know, Windows cost you, if you go buy it, I think $200 to buy Windows. No wonder there's piracy. If Windows cost you $20, I don't think anybody would pirate it. I'd go buy my own. So, what did Red-Headed Riding Hood here say? Now, I used to work for Future Shop, which is now purchased by Best Buy. The customer brings his computer in. He says just what I had problems, let's say, for example. And now what we would do, first thing of all, would be to boot from something else and check for viruses on it, check for malware, check for whatever. And if it was a virus, it's going to attack even the method that you're trying to use to fix it. So eventually, it gets to the point where you're just going to have to reinstall Windows. Now, there's several ways to reinstall Windows. I think a couple ways, whereas it's fully destructive. It just puts Windows back on and everything's gone, but your Windows is back. Or there's the other way where you can put Windows back on and it tries to keep all your software on there, not necessarily your video editing program so that you can click on it and run it, but it'll keep your pictures and everything. You might get that back, but you won't get anything to run it. So the customer would come back, pick up his computer, and it's all, we got so many complaints because everything was wiped out. That's just the nature of that, of fixing computers. So it was just horrible. Well, yeah, yes, I guess it all depends on which and where or what antivirus software you get. Some are more reputable than others. Norton always wants money for his, and it's yearly, and I don't like it myself. I don't think that it's harmful. What does Dan D or Dan N say here? Yeah, I did programming. I did basic programming, Fortran, COBOL. I did all those kind of programmings and got into a lot of computer hacking. I got to the point where I could get into a lot of computers that weren't protected. I even got into the hospital computer. There are 3 hats that people wear that do hacking. There's the white hats, the gray hats, and the black hats. The black hat guys always do destructive wrong stuff to your computer when they hack. The white hats, on the other hand, they do hacking, but they help you. They help protect. They know how to get in to your unit. They'll help you keep people from getting in the future. The gray hats, they go either way. So I was a little bit of a gray hat, I think. I liked to do not the destructive things, but I liked to do the things that were wrong. I got into the hospital computer. Now, I could have put a sign on the computer that they could read and say, "You've been hacked." But I could see what they were doing. I could capture the keystrokes. So if they type in a password, I knew what it was because it captures the keystrokes. So it's pretty dangerous. If you do learn to do hacking and programming, it could be for good or for bad. It all depends on which way you want to go. NOMOC Experience, thank you, Kevin, for coming in. Really appreciate your help for I pop in all the time. I might not say anything, but I listen, and I understand that when I do say something, you read them all. And sometimes it was meant for someone else, and I could see in your expression that you were thinking, that wasn't really for me. So thanks a lot. appreciate all you guys here. I hope, like I said, I hope you guys learned something. What is it? 15 more minutes until I'm finished. And you know what, guys? Hey, there's going to be a raid today, and it starts right now. After my video, we're going over to Marshall's. Oh, if somebody could pin, I do have some moderators in here. If you could pin Marshall's uh, link in there, we're going to go over and see what Marshall's got to give us for today. And then after Marshall is going to come Van Life Rocks with Ray. Excellent channel there. After Ray is going to be Paula. And after Paula is Gina. So hope you guys can stick around. We've got a great lineup for you tonight. Thanks for popping in there, Kevin. Appreciate you. Yeah, woohoo, a raid is right. I forgot to mention that. And I wasn't on last week because that's when I had my computer problems. But everything turned out good. I'm back in. I am back to square one. I've got some software back on. Like I said, I've captured everything that I had on there, but programs are different. When you install a program, it just doesn't go to one folder and there it is. That you can take that and put it back on a new drive and it works. What happens is files go everywhere on your computer when you install, especially DLL files. DLL files. Those are dynamic link library files. They go into a folder called DLL, obviously, but the name is not associated with the program that you just installed. So you don't know which DLL file belongs to which software that you just installed. So you can't just copy a program from one drive to another. I could give you my drive with a whole bunch of software on it. You can't take any of it. You can copy it, but it won't work. It has to be installed. That's why when you download a program, you get a program called the install program. It doesn't run. You have to install it from there. Once it's installed, then it works. But if you lose that install program that you started with, you can't reinstall it anymore. You have to go get that program, the install program, and start all over. Okay, Wiki, thanks for popping in. Midnight where you are, great. Wow, holy smokes. Eden Valley Drones is here. I didn't see you pop in, my friend. I probably missed a whole bunch of people that were going to come in. Let me just see here. We've got almost 10 more minutes, and then we can pop over to Mellow Nomadic Adventures. Marshall, he's up next for the stream. And I assume most of you are going to pop over there. There are some here where it's pretty late. All you guys from the UK, it must be pretty late over there by now. I think it was 12 here, 7 there. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, so 10, 11, 12 over there already, something like that. So thanks for coming in anyways. Yeah, if there's any questions about backup, I gave you a couple. One that's totally free called Personal Backup. That's totally free. You just use your own external hard drives, external DVD players, flash drives, whatever you want to back up, whatever you want to. Your videos, your pictures are the most important part, because people have had years of photographs on their computer and nothing ever happened. They go buy a new computer, just copied all over there, works fine. Until the day comes, and the day will come sometime, when your computer just will refuse to do anything. It will refuse to move. So you've got to have that backed up, or all them years of pictures and videos are all gone, my friend. 2300, 2349 over in the UK, where Runnell is, from Eden Valley Drones, just about midnight. A little bit of hot chocolate. Hits the tummy real good. And I just want to say thanks to everyone for coming in. It really comes from my heart that I do love you all. You're all part of my extended family here. Um, I can actually see you guys sitting out there with your hands up, saying, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" Love you guys. And sometimes I do get excited and my voice starts raising. So I might be talking a little bit too loud. I'm looking down at the screen. My camera's up here. I'm not using the laptop camera. I'm using an external type of camera. So um, 9 more minutes to go, guys, and we'll be off. You're having bad weather for a change. I'm having great weather for a change here. No rain. Vancouver sun is shining. Let me just check out. Oh, I've got a lot of stuff running, but I only got 12.8 volts on the voltage meter at the moment. Usually it's up to like 13 or 14 right now when the sun is beating down on it, which is nice. And in the winter, it's coming down at a not a good angle, so you don't get the best. And I can't. Mine's on the roof, and I can't tip it to where I want to. So, and there was a lot of people in here that I really didn't expect. Hey, Camper, how you doing? Thanks for saying hi, and thanks for popping in. You missed a good show there, girl. How to save your computer, not necessarily from breaking down, but how to save all your stuff, all your data, so that you don't lose it all. You don't lose all your stuff. And I've had lots of people when I worked for Future Shop at the time. A lot of people walked in carrying their big computer or their laptop, and just crying because they think they lost everything. And then either when we got finished with it, it was back to normal, it was good, or it was back to working, but unfortunately lost all the data because of the viruses that do things. They stop you from doing this, they stop you from doing that. And before you know it, the only way to get out of it is to do a full Windows reinstall. There's just no other way. And we knew how to get into DOS and things like, and how to do it from the back door, where when you're in DOS or in safe mode on a PC, that's where viruses can't live. So you can kind of do things there. But if you can't boot your computer to get into DOS or to get into safe mode, what do? You take it off to the store, unless you're got a little bit of techno. You can learn like me on how to get out of it. So that's what I did. I just happened to know DOS commands. Thank you, Red. I happen to know the DOS commands, and like the word copy or the word xcopy, clean all, disk part, like how to speak to the drives without them even being bootable. The data is still on there. As a matter of fact, if you take all the files that are on these little drives, and I don't care whether you delete them or type in the word format and format this. Do you know what you're really doing to this thing when you type in format and you think it's all gone? No, everything is still there exactly where it was. All it does when you delete something or take and format it, all it does is take the first letter of the file name, like let's say nomadicvanman.exe. It takes the first letter N and takes it off. Now the computer doesn't know what's there because the first letter is a question mark now. It doesn't think there's a file there. So when you go into DOS, you can read those files. A whole bunch of question marks. All you got to do is know what the first letter was and put it back so you can try. If you don't know, like Omatic Vanman, well, I know the first letter would be N. So you can either type A, B, C, D, E, F, the whole alphabet until you get the right one. The computer will find it again. It's just like it never was erased, never gone. But now you can do something called a deep format, which then will put zeros in all the data locations. Now it's gone completely. You can't can't get that back at all. It's got zeros in there, but that takes a long time to do that. That's why when you put a flash drive in there and you say format, what do you want to do? A full format or just a quick one? Do a quick one once. Find out how long it takes. A few seconds and it's over. You think it really formatted everything on there? No, it didn't. It's all still on there. If you gave that drive to me, I could get it all back. So Adventures with Purpose. Yeah, I visit that one too myself. Great channel. Red and okay, 15 in the house. 4 minutes to go, guys, and then we're going to raid Marshall. I hope he's got his horses ready because we're coming over. Traveling with Nate Dogg, right on. What does he say? All you got to do is go over to Nomok Experience and visit his channel. You can find out when he's live. He does live streaming. He's kind of traveling the world right now, traveling the United States at the moment. He's moving around. So you'll just have to find out where he is and what time he comes on. He did say something about the times and the days he was going to come on. I just don't quite remember off the top of my head. But so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today and come back next week for the next one. Hopefully I won't have a topic like this anymore. Negativity. We need some more positive things. And there again, I just want to reiterate that I said, just remember that each and every one of you is positively unique, just like everyone else. You're all unique, just like everyone else. There was another one, like, how many people work for the government? Well, about half. And Ray is coming up at 5 o'clock after Marshall. And then after Marshall, or after Ray, after Van City or Van Life Rocks, comes Gina, Van Vita Travels with Paula. And then after Paula is Gina. So that's a good raid tonight, guys. You think I'm funny, do you? Sometimes yes, other times no. I'm learning. Do you know that I accept all my bad experiences because that's how you learn from your bad experience. Accept them. Okay, guys, it's time. We got to go over to Marshall's. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in. Thank you a lot. And I hope you come back next Wednesday. We're going to have this again. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys all on the next one, my friends. Stay cool and stay safe. Bye.